All right, is everybody there?
Steps. So, okay, here, let me see this. Okay, we have a new project. Maybe that'll be it. Do we just say new project?
Yeah. So when you click new project, you'll go into the area. Yeah.
There's a yellow thing that says when program starts.
A yellow thing?
A yellow tab that says like when program starts.
Are you, which screen are you on right now?
Sid, show let's see here. Sid, where's your, how come there's, here. Where's your camera?
Is that Makecode?
I don't know if you, can you see? It's just new project.
Hmm. Did you click the EV3 one?
Yeah.
Okay,
It's the 1.1.1 version.
Okay. So, hold on. So did you ever get to this screen right here?
No, I haven't seen that.
No.
You're actually on a website, so it should be on a website.
Yes, yeah, this is a website. This is not an app.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was in the actual software. Sorry about that. Okay, one moment. So are you in a link from the email sent out today? Is that what you guys are on?
No, you can just search up Microsoft Makecode. And then it'll take you to a page.
Oh, okay, that's true.
It'll take you here, and then you just go down to, you see EV3. So Lego Mindstorm's Educational EV3.
Hold on, sorry. Yes, no, right after. Hold on, someone.
And I think Coach K posted a link in the chat.
That's what I was asking if she did. I thought maybe she did. Oh, in the chat she did?
Yeah.
So basically, we wanted to make it very easy for the students. So I didn't ask to download. We are just doing a web-based application, so not much downloading is needed. But when you said you downloaded the software, I thought like that's like one step ahead.
Okay, let me just try this.
So Logan, on the side, keep a web browser open and open Makecode too. Okay, Logan?
Okay, although is it okay if I use the actual EV3?
Okay, we're in the right place now. We have the same screen as you guys have.
Awesome. All right. So I'm just going to click Create New Project. And actually, I should go back. Before that, has everybody downloaded the firmware update?
Not onto the brain.
Okay. Yeah, so I can do that real quick. All right, so Coach K sent out a link in the email to a firmware update, and I'll put it in the chat again. So it's on this screen on the Lego website. All right, so the link is in the chat. So if you haven't done the firmware update, go to this page and then scroll down where it says option 1. So we're going to be doing it through the device manager. Are you guys on this page yet?
One moment.
Yep.
Okay.
Right. So click on device manager. And then I'm just going to plug in my EV3 brick with my USB.
Is it okay to use the PC port on the brick and the USB on the computer?
Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, I just plugged it in, and when you plug it in, it should pop up and show that your EV3 is connected.
Oh wait, mine says EV3 Manager not available. I need to download it.
Yeah, you might have to download it. I think I already downloaded mine.
We haven't downloaded ours.
Well, we're not sure. Hold on a second. Because
Yeah, I don't think it's not an actual app or anything. It just runs on your computer.
It's downloading.
So when you download it and then you plug in your EV3 brick, it should pop up and like show that your EV3 is connected.
So Coach Aid,
Yep.
I downloaded it, but then nothing's happening.
So have you plugged in your EV3 brick?
Yeah.
All right, so does it kind of look like my screen? Like, do you see stuff on the left?
No, but it still says please download the EV3 thing.
Okay, so did you download it?
Yeah. It's
You might have to open up the file. So when you download it, it shows something at the bottom of your screen, right?
Yep.
All right, so click on the little arrow and then click open file.
Okay, I get it.
it's saying available brick 0. We clicked on that and then it selected EV3, but it still says 0. But the screen on the brick looks like a file and looks like it's.
So did it give you like an option to download something when you got on this page?
Well, the brick manager, whatever we did, the device manager did that, and it's I believe that's installed, but maybe I thought that was. Let's see.
Try looking at your downloads folder and try like opening it up.
I did. I mean, I did that package. And it was a little package that opened it up and everything.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so is your EV3 brick plugged in right now to the computer?
Yeah.
Okay. And did it like make that little noise when you plugged it in?
I don't know that it made any noise.
Like the computer, like when you plug in like a USB.
I'm gonna try a different USB port just in case.
Okay.
I think it's a different port. Like stuff.
Okay, there we go. Okay, it works. Now do I just click update firmware?
Yeah, so what does it show? Does it say 1.09
Version
or?
1.09H.
Yeah, 09. Okay, so it needs 1.1 to run with Makecode. So yeah, you're gonna click update firmware.
Update now. This robotic arm isn't stable. It's updating.
This is the only where you need to do some downloading, installation, and everything. But code, it's all like you do drag and drop the coding, it should work on your.
I'm sorry. What'd you say, Coach K?
I just said only this part needs a little bit more like downloading, installation. Going forward,
You'll get on the same page.
Coach K, you're like glitching.
What do you need?
I've got one of it. And I know
Hey,
All right. So who doesn't have their EV3 updated yet?
We don't have it connected. It's not.
Oh, it's still not connecting.
We can't get it connected. I don't know why.
If you go into your file explorer, does it show like the EV3 as a drive?
I'm on a Mac, but we'll see.
Oh,
Coach Aid.
yeah.
My brick says starting.
I think
No,
that's,
it doesn't
yeah,
show
that's
it
part
as-
of the update. So yeah, yours is good if it's saying starting.
Oh, there we
It's
go.
not showing as I guess it's connected, but let me just see what's going on here.
Dude, turn it off first.
You did not get enough protein or something.
Oh yeah, is your EV3 on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got the folder. It's got like a, it's got a folder
A play button.
and a tool icon that says, it's got different. Looks like it's a proper
The
thing.
beginning menu, which it shows.
Okay, I have my brick updated.
you have it? Okay.
It's version 1.0 E.
Wait, so you said you downloaded the device manager?
Yeah, we went through the whole thing where it installs and everything like that.
Okay.
And
try going in your settings and to see if you have any plugged in devices to see if like the EV3 is even showing up.
it says installation was successful, but then how do we access that file then? How do we access the device manager? After
Oh,
it's
the device
successfully
manager is
installed,
this
then what do we
screen
do?
that I'm on right now.
How do we get it to come up once you've installed it? Is it in, where did it install it? I don't know.
It's not actually like an app. The device manager is here, this website. I don't know. I think it's just something that runs in the background. But I think once you install it, your EV3 should pop up. But I said it's not popping. So.
Like Coach Aid said, on the bottom left-hand corner, you need to click on that arrow and click open because it makes you install it all over again.
All right, we'll go to device manager and see if it'll grab it this time. But it brings up that site, but it says available bricks 0.
1.
Okay,
It's
I
on.
think we might have it now.
We got it.
Okay, it says update firmware, so we should go ahead and do that.
Yes.
Update now. Okay. I think I just had to go back to the email and relaunch the website. That's what I had to do. I had to close that window and just relaunch it.
Updating.
So the brick is all red.
And it says
and
updating.
it's updating.
Yeah, it'll take a second and then it'll like say starting, and then it'll make a noise once it's done, I think.
So where are we? Someone fill me in. That I know Kemen got it, Kartik got it, and Logan has it. So what's it? Sid, how far are we?
It's almost done. Almost done.
It's there almost.
Okay, good.
Looks like it's just finishing up. The blue line's almost all the way across.
Almost.
Okay, good thing. So Sid, going forth, all the classes will be very easy. You can just plug and play. Just this one needs help. And looks like Logan almost finished the robotic arm.
Please. Your
Okay.
brick is now up to date.
Mhm.
Available brick 0.
That's weird. Yeah.
We downloaded the file and everything.
How about the web
It's
browser?
still starting.
If we close the web browser and refresh it and open back again, you think it may find EV3 brick?
Is it still downloading though?
No, it finished. It said it was all done.
But,
Okay, so-
but my brick is saying starting.
But we'll go back to. Okay, it's restarting. The device is restarting. It's green now.
All right, so you can check and make sure that
Do you want us in device manager still, or
I'm sorry.
Got the
do you
new
want us in device
project.
manager?
What do I do next?
You can check it on the EV3. Just go all the way right to settings and go all the way down to brick info. And then if you click on brick info, it should say brick and then FW firmware. And then it should say version 1.1.
Brick hardware V0.70. Oh yeah, 1.1. Yep.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, if it says 1.1, then you're good to go.
Okay. All right.
So everybody got it? And
All right, Sid's good.
okay, good.
Awesome.
But Coach Aid,
Yeah,
my brick here isn't showing up like.
showing up where?
It's like plugged in, but then it says no brick connected.
On the page that I'm on right now.
Yes.
So that's fine. Did you download the firmware update? All right. So we're not even going to use this tab anymore. So I'm just going to close out of that. If you've downloaded it, that's fine. So we're just going to go back to Makecode. And then I'll just click new project. And then give me a thumbs up when you guys see this screen.
Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up.
Did she make it into that email?
All right, are we all good?
So I think everybody said we all do it, and we have some kids in the playground, so I'll go check with them. Okay, so take it from here.
All right, awesome. Okay, so we're on this page, and then this is where we're going to be making all of our code for the EV3 brick to run. So if you guys look on the left, it shows your brick, and then it shows all your ports. So like I said, A, B, C, and D, those are going to be your outputs. So those are only going to be motors. And then where it says 1, 2, 3, and 4, those are going to be your inputs or your sensors. So like your color sensor, your touch sensor, and your infrared. So a little bit to the right, you're going to see all of these. So it says brick, sensor, motor, and then all of that stuff. So this is where you're actually going to be building your code with the little block coding. So this kind of looks like Scratch if you guys have ever used Scratch. So if I click on like brick, give me this whole menu of things that I can put. So for example, if I just drag one of these blocks out, I can now manipulate it and put it into our loops and stuff. So it also shows sensors. So these are going to be for all your sensors. And then the motor tab is going to be everything to do with motors. So there's a lot of stuff in these tabs, but we're not going to be using all of them, but we'll be using a good portion. And then music, and then loops. So the loop tab, this is pretty important. It has a bunch of loops in here, but a couple will use most, like for the majority of the time. So right now, on the page when you load it, it says on start and forever. So those are our two loops that it gives us. So the one that says on start, if we put code in here, so let's say I put a block in here, you guys don't have to do this, but when I download this and put it on my EV3, it's going to run this. It's only going to run it once though. But if I put it in where it says forever, it's going to be on a loop. It's going to run each time. So once this block is finished, it's going to run again and again and again and again. So it's not going to stop. So that's what the on start and forever means. So we have a crane, and our crane is a medium motor. So let's go ahead and start programming our crane. So I'm just going to delete our forever for now, since we're not going to use it. And to delete, you can right click and then press delete block, or you could just press delete. So I'm going to delete that. And I'm going to keep where it says on start. All right. So we want our motor to open and close. We want our arm to open and close. So let's start programming that. So I'm going to go down to my motors tab. And I'm going to take the first block. So this one at the top right here, our first block. So I'm just going to drag it and I'm going to put it in our on start block. And also notice every time you drag out a block on the left, it actually simulates what your code is doing. So right now it says on start, it wants our large motor, which is connected to port A at 50% speed. So on the left right now, it's actually running this program. And so this program is going to keep on running because I haven't told it when to stop or when to go. So do you guys see this little plus button at the right of our motor block? If you click on this plus, then it'll give us some things that we can say to stop the motor. So now we can change it. We can change rotations. We can turn it to rotations, degrees, seconds, milliseconds. And now if I type in a number, let's stay with rotation. So if I type in 1 for rotations, it's only going to run for 1 rotation. And you can see that on the left.
One question.
Yes.
How do you start a program on this thing?
So it'll just actually automatically run. There's no start and stop.
But like, are you supposed to download something on the? Because what do you mean? Like, what does it mean? Like drag it into the EV3 USB drive?
Oh, so you're talking about how we can actually download it onto the EV3?
No, I'm not talking about like basically like I've connected my EV3 via cable.
Yep.
I'm in the programming canvas. How do I run something? Like how do I made my program. How do I like click the start button or whatever?
So you're talking about like running it on the EV3 or running it where?
Running it on the EV3 to make this move.
Yep. So, okay, we're going to get to that in a second. So the way you do that is we download it where it says download, and then you have to drag it and drop it into the EV3 drive. So we'll get to that in, yes?
Where's the EV3 drive?
If you click, if you open the File Explorer.
File Explorer? You mean Finder?
No, File Explorer. Do you see the bottom of my screen, the little file?
Wait, okay, I'm looking.
Yeah, so that's the File Explorer. If you go in there, and I'll share that screen. If you go in there, you should click this PC. you should see a drive that says EV3.
I think
For me, it's my E drive. Yep.
I think he's using a Mac. So Finder, you're right, Logan. It's in Finder.
Okay.
I have no idea what it's on a Mac.
So when I go to this PC, it only shows one thing, and it's not the EV3.
So it does not show EV3 right here.
No.
Is your EV3 plugged in?
Yep.
All right, try unplugging it and plugging it back in, or switching ports. But we'll get to that in a second. So let's go back to our program. And so right now we have on start, and we want to run our large motor for 50% speed for 1 rotation. So if you look on the left, that's what the program is going to do when you start it. All right, so let's program this for our crane, our arm. So this is not our crane is not a large motor, it's a medium motor. So where it says large motor here, I'm going to click on the drop-down menu, and we can see 3 different options. So we're going to click on the first one, and this is our medium motor. And the second option right here, this is where our port is. And so we don't have to change it since our motor is already connected to port A. And the speed, which is this number here, so it's a % value. And so right now, this motor is going to go forward, but we can't really see that because it's a crane and it's not actually driving something. But if I wanted it to reverse its rotation, I could type -50 or a negative number, and that's going to go the opposite way. So you can try that out. I'm just going to keep it as 50 for now. And you can also use the little bar here. So we're going to keep it at 50. And then our last option is for what we want to use, what unit of measurement we want to use. So we have rotations, degrees, seconds, and milliseconds. So with rotation is kind of like how many times it moves. Degree, of course, is the degree of the actual motor. Seconds, of course, you guys know, is the unit of time. And then we have milliseconds right here. So milliseconds are smaller than a second. So there's 1,000 milliseconds in 1 second. So it's a really, really, really small fraction of a second. So we're actually going to use this one because if you guys played with the motor, it kind of opens up really, really fast. So we want to kind of slow that down. So I'm going to click on milliseconds. And then where it says 4, we're going to type in 300. We're going to start with 300. So that's like a really, really small second. So it's a really small fraction of a second. So think of a millisecond is like faster than I can probably snap. That's probably how fast a millisecond is.
Is it faster than you can blink?
I don't think so. I think you blink in milliseconds. I don't know.
Oh, you can also do JavaScript.
I'm sorry?
You can do JavaScript too.
Yeah, you can program it with the text-based JavaScript. But for now, we're going to use blocks. All right, so if I run this program on my EV3 right now, it should do one thing and one thing only. And what is it going to do? Do you guys know?
It's gonna open. It's gonna open.
Yep. And how many times is it going to open?
Forever.
No.
Once.
Yep. So it's going to do that once. So if I go back to my loops, remember we have our forever loop. That's the one that goes forever. So this one, if I were to put it in this one, it would just keep on going on and on and on and on and on and on and on. And you can see that on the left. So if you guys look on the left, I put mine on forever, but right now it's not stopping. It's just going and going and going and going. So if I put it back in my on start, it'll only go for 300 milliseconds and it'll stop and then go again because it's just starting and stopping again. So let's go ahead and download this code. So I'm going to press download, the blue button at the bottom left side of the screen. So I'm going to press download. And it'll give this pop-up screen on how to put the program into EV3. So basically how you do it is, of course, you're just going to go into your file explorer and then in your downloads page, or I don't know what it is on Mac, but wherever you download something, it goes into my download page. And I'll actually share the screen. So if I go to download, and these are just a bunch of other files, we want the one that we just did. So it's going to be that one. So this program is the one that I just downloaded. And if you guys click on this PC or whatever it is on Mac, I hope you guys see the EV3 drive. So does everybody see this?
Wow.
Yes, no,
No, I don't.
you don't? Are you on this
No.
PC?
Yes. There's only one thing, and it's probably my dad's drive.
Okay, so is your EV3 brick on?
Yes.
Is it plugged in? Make sure it's connected properly.
It is.
Okay. And it's still not showing?
No, it's still not showing.
All right, try plugging it, unplugging it and plugging it back in.
Actually,
It's still not showing.
Is it making the little sound when you plug it in? Is your computer making the sound?
Well, I mean, it was making it before, but it's not making it now.
Sid, I didn't hear you. Can you repeat it now? You were on mute.
All right, so Karthik, do you see the bottom right hand of my screen?
Yes.
Oh, never mind. I don't think you could see it on when I share it.
Is
might
it
have
two little
to. You might have to go in your settings and try to find, try to type in, like, I think it's devices.
All right.
And see if anything pops up.
Well, I mean, that's for Bluetooth and stuff.
No, it can show you your USB devices.
Are we supposed to drag that file
USB,
onto the drive?
Yeah, so if you drag the file that we just downloaded into your EV3 drive, it'll just actually automatically play whatever you programmed.
Okay, yeah, I'm not seeing the device, if you will, on the Mac. I'm not seeing the EV3 isn't showing up on the desktop for some reason. I found the file. I can see the file in downloads, but we can't. I'm not seeing the EV3 on there. In my Finder window.
For me, when it didn't work, I just I was able to go into my settings and see the actual device. I'm not sure. Do you guys have a setting? I think it's device manager. I'm not sure.
Wait, do you see my screen here?
No.
What about now?
Yes.
So I went on the USB thing. But it doesn't show anything.
Okay, Karthik, you're using Windows, right?
Yep.
All right. So the bottom right hand of your screen, do you see the little arrow?
This? Oh, this.
I can't see your screen. It's
Show me an icon.
Yeah, that one. So when you click it, do you see a USB icon?
Maybe it's the remote disk. So.
Well, no, it says downloading and installing software.
So it doesn't show you the USB icon?
I mean, it shows like a USB thing.
Yeah, so that's the USB. So try clicking on that. Click on it, and then it should show you something.
It says Open Software Center.
So do you mind putting your camera a little closer? I can't really see.
I can't say it.
Is that better?
I still can't really see. You know what? I'm gonna stop sharing, and then I want you to. Oh, are you using Zoom on your laptop?
Yep, I'm using Zoom on my laptop and my iPhone.
Okay, so I want you to share on your laptop and share that screen. So I'm gonna stop sharing really quickly.
Okay. There. So do you still see it?
Oh no, it's not showing what you're doing on the bottom right. It's just showing your Google. That's fine. You can stop sharing. All right. So you said your EV3 is on.
Yep, on.
Let's
Uh,
take a roll call, like who got it and who's still working on it. So Logan,
yeah. Try turning it off and turning it back on.
so Logan, you got it connected and you're able to download the program? Did you? Wait, Logan, unmute and speak, please.
Yes, I've got everything. Although, is it okay if I use the standard EV3 programming language instead of the other one because it's because I feel really guilty, like I'm hacking the EV3 whenever I like do that file drag thing. So I have the standard.
Yeah, so the only reason why we are using the simulator is later on we are going to do a little bit of game designing where you will be using the EV3 sensors and creating the animated characters on the screen and controlling it. So that's why we're using the Makecode.
Then I'll put that. Then I'll work to it when that.
So we will not be able to do that with the EV3 regular software. So that's the only reason. Okay, so good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when I turn my brick on again, at least
Yeah.
it made that noise.
All right. So it made the noise.
I
You see it?
EV3. Yep.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah, it didn't work for me initially. I just played around with it. All right. So you see the EV3 drive. I hope everybody sees it, right?
Yep. Oh, there we go. It ran it, but.
Okay, awesome. So Karthik got it, and Heman, I think you got it too, right?
On the Mac, we can't get the EV3 to show up on either the desktop or the Finder. It just doesn't show up.
So
we can't drag the file. We can't figure out where to drag the file.
So on Mac, do you have something like a file explorer with all your files and stuff?
It's 5 o'clock.
So Coach Aid, I have a question.
Yep.
So whenever you edit the code, do you have to download it all over again, or will it like save?
Yeah. So it's the same as the regular EV3 app. So every time you make a change, you download it again, and you play it. The only thing is that you just have to drag it or copy it into your EV3 drive.
All right.
So I think you guys said you still couldn't see your EV3.
Yeah, Sid cannot see it on his desktop. It's plugged in, still plugged in. You know, where we were able to obviously get the software and update it, the firmware, but we can't get it to show up anywhere on the. You know, we never unplugged it or anything. It's still just there.
All right. So let's try what Karthik did. So try turning it off and turning it back on again.
The device.
Yeah,
the brick?
the EV3.
How do you turn it off? So just hold that. Okay, that button.
So yeah, the top left button. You keep on clicking that. Yeah.
Okay, it's shutting down. It's off.
All right, so yeah, just try to turn it back on again and see if it works when you plug it back in.
Do you want the claw attached still? Is that fine?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, but it should still show up even if it's not plugged in.
Okay, it's just it's red and firing it.
Okay. All right, so yeah, I heard the noise.
That
So
wasn't
did
us.
anything
That
pop
wasn't
up?
Sid. That was somebody else.
Oh, okay.
I programmed it.
Okay, that's Sid. Okay, it's showing up now. Finally, that's
It's
great.
showing up?
Yeah.
Awesome. I don't know why you have to turn it on and turn it back off again when you update it. It's kind of weird. All right, so you guys have downloaded code
It
from
just did
Makecode.
it.
Yeah,
It
so
just
when
did it.
you
It just did
copy
it.
it, and then I'm just gonna paste it into EV3. You don't have to put in projects. If you just Control V,
It just moved.
it'll turn on. Uh-oh.
This thing just moved, Aid.
Yeah, it moves when you copy it. Yeah. So this is how we're gonna program our EV3. So every time we change something or we program something, we're gonna download it and then copy it and put it into our EV3 drive.
It's
And so,
back on again.
I'm sorry?
It showed a blank screen after when it just
Yeah,
opened and
it
closed
shows a
really
blank
fast.
screen. All you have to do is press the button at the top left. And then
This
it'll
didn't
go
even
out of it.
open up.
Hmm?
It didn't even open up.
Yeah, so we programmed it to just go one way. So if you look at the program again, and let me share my screen. We just programmed it to go 300 milliseconds, just one direction. So whether that's open or close, we just programmed it to go one way. So let's go ahead and program it to open and close. So right now it's just opening or just closing. So I'm just gonna go back to motors. And then I'm gonna, again, click on this first block. And I'm gonna put it under the block that we have already. And I'm gonna click on the plus so we have all our settings. And I'm gonna change the large motor, of course, to our medium motor, since we're using a medium motor for port A. We'll keep A the same. And instead of being 50 this time, we're gonna make it minus 50. So now it'll close or open or whichever way you have it oriented. And we're gonna do this for 300 milliseconds as well. So we're gonna type in 300, and this last setting, we're gonna change it to milliseconds. All right, so does everybody have this programmed?
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome. So now if we download it and put it in our EV3 drive, it should open and close. All right, I'm gonna put it in and let's see what happens. Yep. So mine just opened and closed, and let me know what happens to you guys.
It just did it.
I created a program where you can use the brick buttons to control. If
Awesome.
closes.
Yeah, so I'm sorry, what was your name again?
Logan.
Logan. So yeah, what Logan just did is he programmed it to open and close when he presses a button, which is really cool. So if you guys go back into the EV3, sorry, to Makecode, the first option, so what he did is he used this loop, I'm assuming. So this second one, I just clicked on the second one here. So it says on button, enter, and pressed. So where the first setting where it says enter, you can put in whatever button you want to press. So I think you used up. So on button up, and then where it says pressed, that's where we put whether we want it to be pressed, bumped, or released. And you can just leave it on pressed, and that's what will happen when you press the button. And so everything inside this will happen once I press the up button. So I just copied I didn't copy it, but I just moved my code that was in here. I put it into my little loop here. And so this is still kind of a loop. So it's going every time, and it's checking to see whether this button, the up button, is pressed. And so if it's not pressed, it's not going to do anything. But if it is pressed, it's going to do what's inside here. So if you look on the left, I'm just going to press the up button, and let's see what happens. It should open and close.
We have
So
to download it.
on the left with the simulator, if I press the up button, it'll go one way for 300 milliseconds and then the other way. And then if you go ahead and download this onto your EV3, so if I download this, I'm just going to drag it into EV3. And now it shouldn't do anything until you press the up button. So try putting that in and then try pressing the up button. Yep. And so mine just went on. And tell me if you guys get similar results.
Yeah, but I did this so like in the motor control
Mm-hmm.
thing, but it goes slow.
It does it twice. It goes opens, close twice.
Sorry?
It opens and closes twice.
I think that's just because if it's not already closed, it does it twice.
Yeah, if you want to see, I don't know if you can see it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pressing it.
Oh.
It's clapping for you, Sid. Your first coding.
Yeah.
All right. So I just exited out of that program. And so let's put this in a forever loop and let's see what happens. So what do you guys think will happen when I put it in a forever loop?
It's gonna keep on opening and closing.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna go to loops, and where it says forever here, I'm gonna just drop that down. I'm gonna put what I have and put it in forever. So it's just gonna keep on repeating this. So it's just gonna keep opening and closing, opening and closing. And we can see that on the left, and it's even telling us the speed that it's going at on the left with the simulator. So it's just going right, left, keep on going. So if you download that and put it in your EV3.
I added music.
Yeah.
Sounds.
It should just keep opening and closing. And another thing is, if you download code, you can always go back and look at something that you downloaded. So maybe like the first thing that I downloaded, if you wanted to go back and play that, all you have to do is go on your EV3 and then go to the second tab where projects are. And on the second tab, it should show brick program save. I hope you guys see that. And then if you click on that, you'll see your programs.
How do you make it stop?
Is that on stop?
How do you stop your program from running?
Right, how do you stop it from running?
It just keep on doing it
Forever.
forever.
Yeah, so it's gonna keep on going forever until you stop the program.
How do you stop the program?
You click the top left button.
Okay,
Ah,
there you go.
that was a bit annoying.
No, it's fine.
Yeah. All right. So so next we have to make the EasyBot. All right. So you guys have the little PDF of the EasyBot?
Sure.
This one here? If not, I'll put it in the chat.
Got it.
All right. You got it?
Yeah.
Awesome. So we're going to build this really quickly. It's not a hard build. It doesn't take that long. So our first step, and I'll zoom out a little bit. First step is to have our EV3 brick. So I'm just going to unplug our little arm. First step is to have our EV3 brick. We have that. And then next we're going to get our 3x5 angular beam and some of our pegs. So it's this angular beam. You guys are wondering?
Should it be disconnected from the computer?
Oh yeah, you can if you want to.
We have 3 more minutes left for the class. So
Oh, we do?
Yeah. So it's an easy box. It doesn't take too long to do. You can get it done. Do you want them to try programming something for the EasyBot to do for next class?
Yeah, sure. So we looked at motors today. We only use the medium motor, but go ahead and just switch it to a large motor and try messing around with rotations, degrees, seconds, and see what you can do. So try to make it like move forward, backwards, sideways.
Okay, sure. Can you mount an ultrasonic sensor or infrared sensor on it?
Yeah, so the software has all the sensors on there. And if you mount it and you plug it in, you can program it. So it could be like if when I put my hand in front, it'll move forward, or if I press the touch sensor, it'll move forward or do something.
Keep building for a while. We'll stay with you. And if you have any doubts about building, ask us.
Okay.
Yes, Karthik.
Is there any way to get pieces out? Because I can't get this piece out.
Try using maybe an axle and kind of push it in.
Push it from the opposite side through the axle. And you know what? There is the orange brick separator, which we use at Shiva all the time.
Brick separators are quite useful.
I have one.
Oh, sure.
If you have.
I didn't put both of these pieces.
For advanced programmers, I know Karthik, you do a lot of Scratch programming, game designing. This is a blessing. So whatever game that you have it in 2D, now you can have your own joystick and control with it. You're going to experiment and learn a lot about the senses, about touch sensors using gaming. Okay, so the class will get very exciting.
So the Pong game that I made for the Saturday class, I can play it with a joystick.
Yes. Yeah, you have 2 touch sensors, so you can use them and you can play the Pong game that you created with the EV3.
That is cool.
So that's the whole reason we are using Makecode. So I'm so happy that you all got it working today. So now the possibility is limitless.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, the new Spike Prime uses like block coding like this. So if you're doing it with the EV3, it'll be a lot easier to use.
I have the Spike Prime, a brand new box sitting here.
Oh, you do? You already have it?
Yes, I have it.
Awesome, that's cool.
What do you think of the new parts Lego introduced for it?
For Spike, as you said, it was too tempting, especially the buttons. I like that piece very much. It will be very helpful in creating the attachment. So I got it. So still haven't opened the box and built it. We'll see. The homework for next class, play around with the easy board, make it move and make it draw a square on the floor. Okay, so a perfect square, make it go straight and again turn, keep going, turn at 90 degrees, complete the square. So that's the easy homework. Yes, Karthik.
I can't find the file for the easy bot.
Mom should have it in the email address.
Let me check my email.
I dropped the link in the chat.
I know, I copied and pasted that link, but it doesn't work.
I think, yeah, you have to download it first. That's right. Yeah, so you have to use the email.
Yeah.
Where's it going?
Did you all like today's class?
Yes.
Awesome. So we will meet again on Thursday. Thursday program, it will be like a hybrid session. We are going to have some of the Shiva students here at Shiva. They'll be building along with you, and some online students and some on-site students. So I feel this is a great beginning. So first we had on-site, then exclusively online students. Now we'll be starting the hybrid sessions. So thank you so much, Aid. Aid, he started building robots just like you. He's good in this light that you see here at Shiva. This is 3D printed too, and a lot of things can be 3D printed. So he's great at it, and he's volunteering to help a lot of little kids like you, and that led him to win the NASA internship. So I want you all to end up in Ivy League colleges too. So keep up the great work, and I'll see you next week. Bye.
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 Bye, guys. See you Thursday.
Thank you, Aid.
I don't know how you get the two things in there together.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.